The war had been raging for weeks. The human soldier, named Jack, was fighting on a distant alien planet. His squad was outnumbered, but they never gave up. Jack was brave, but during a fierce battle, an alien weapon hit him badly. He fell to the ground, his body weak and wounded. His teammates had to retreat, leaving him behind. Jack knew this might be the end of his journey. The aliens were curious about this human. Unlike their own kind, he fought with passion and skill, even when hurt. Some alien soldiers picked him up and took him to a strange place. It was a giant arena filled with cheering crowds and bright lights. Jack had no idea what was happening. He only felt pain and confusion. The leader of the alien group was a tall, strong warrior named Zorak. He looked at Jack with interest. "This human is special," Zorak said to his commanders. "We will make him the prize in our tournament. The winner who captures him will gain honor and power." The commanders agreed, and Jack was shown around the arena. Many different aliens were already there, preparing for battles to come. Jack did not understand the rules, but he knew one thing. He had to survive. The tournament was a test of strength, speed, and courage. Fighters from many planets competed to win glory. Jack was the only human. The aliens whispered and stared at him. Some thought humans were weak. Others were afraid because humans were unknown. In his cell, Jack met another fighter. She was an alien warrior named Lyra. Her skin was blue and her eyes bright like stars. She looked at Jack and smiled. "You are far from home, human," she said softly. "But you have fire in your heart. That might save you here." Jack felt a small hope. Maybe he was not alone in this strange place. The next day, Jack was brought to the arena. The crowd roared. The first battle started. Jack faced a huge alien beast. It was fast and strong, but Jack used his quick thinking. He dodged and found a weak spot. With a sudden move, he defeated the beast. The crowd gasped, surprised by the human's skill. Zorak watched from above. "Interesting," he said. "This human may be more than just a prize. He might change the fate of this tournament." Jack felt pain in his wounds, but also a new strength inside. He was ready for whatever came next. As night fell, Jack looked at the stars outside his cell. He remembered Earth, his family, and the reason he fought. He knew this tournament was not just a game. It was a fight for survival and honor. Jack promised himself he would not only survive, but win. The tournament had just begun. Jack woke up to the sound of heavy footsteps. His wounds still hurt, but his mind was clearer than before. The arena was no ordinary place. It was a test ground where fighters showed their strength and skill. Jack knew he had to be careful. Every move could mean life or death for him. The other fighters eyed Jack as he walked through the corridor. Some whispered about the strange human who had defeated a beast the day before. They wondered if he was lucky or truly powerful. Jack felt their eyes, but he kept his head down. He had no time for fear or pride. He needed to prepare for what was coming. Zorak appeared again, this time with a small device in his hand. He spoke through a translator. "Human, you will face a stronger opponent today. This is the way of our tournament. You must fight or be taken out. Survive, and you earn respect. Lose, and you are finished." Jack nodded slowly, understanding the seriousness of the challenge. His body ached, but his spirit did not break. He would not give up. The gates of the arena opened, and Jack stepped inside. The crowd was louder than ever. He saw many different creatures, some tall and thin, others short and fierce. His opponent was waiting, an alien named Vark. Vark was a warrior known for his speed and sharp claws. The two stared at each other, tension filling the air. The fight began quickly. Vark lunged at Jack, claws aiming for his chest. Jack dodged to the side and grabbed a broken pipe from the ground. He used it to block the attacks. Vark was fast, but Jack was smarter. He watched and waited for the right moment. Then, with a strong strike, he hit Vark's leg. The crowd gasped. Vark roared in pain but did not stop. He jumped at Jack with full force. Jack caught him and pushed him away. The fight was brutal, and Jack could feel his wounds getting worse. But he did not slow down. He knew this fight was more than just survival. It was his chance to prove humanity's strength. Suddenly, Vark made a surprise move. He grabbed Jack's arm and tried to throw him down. Jack struggled but managed to twist free. He hit Vark with all his strength. Vark stumbled and fell. The crowd cheered loudly for the human fighter. Jack stood tall, breathing hard but proud. After the fight, Jack was taken to the medics. They cleaned his wounds and gave him medicine. Jack thanked them silently. He knew his body would heal faster if he rested. But his mind was already planning for the next battle. The tournament was far from over. That night, Jack heard voices outside his cell. Lyra came to visit him again. She smiled softly and said, "You fight well, human. But this tournament is not just about strength. You need allies. Trust can be as powerful as a blade." Jack thought about her words. He had trusted no one since he was captured. Maybe it was time to change. The next morning, Jack joined a small group of fighters. Some were aliens like Lyra. Others were from distant worlds. They shared stories of their battles and the pain they felt. Jack realized that even in this harsh place, there was friendship. Together, they could stand stronger against their enemies. As Jack prepared for his next fight, he looked at the crowd and felt a new fire inside him. He was not just a wounded soldier anymore. He was a symbol of hope, the human who dared to fight among the stars. And no matter what happened, he would not back down. The sun rose slowly over the alien city where the tournament was held. Jack's body was still weak, but his mind grew sharper. He knew each fight would test him more than the last. He could not afford to make mistakes. Today's opponent was said to be one of the deadliest fighters in the tournament. Jack prepared himself carefully. As he walked to the arena, he felt a strange calm inside. The crowd was restless, waiting for the next battle. Jack's heart beat steadily. He met the eyes of his opponent, Kara, a fierce alien warrior with silver skin and eyes like burning coals. Kara smiled cruelly, confident in her power. Jack nodded silently, ready to face her. The bell rang, and the fight began. Kara attacked swiftly, her movements like lightning. Jack dodged and blocked with his arms. He could see the crowd's excitement growing. The battle was fierce. Jack used every skill he had learned. He knew he could not win with strength alone. Kara lunged again, but Jack caught her wrist. He twisted and pushed her back. She stumbled but quickly regained her balance. The crowd gasped at the close fight. Jack noticed Kara's fighting style was aggressive but predictable. He studied her moves, looking for an opening. Suddenly, Jack saw his chance. Kara tried a high kick, but Jack stepped aside and grabbed her leg. With a quick move, he threw her to the ground. The crowd fell silent. Kara looked up, surprised but smiling. She respected the human skill. Jack knew the fight was far from over. Kara got up quickly and attacked with new fury. Jack blocked and countered. The two fighters moved like dancers, fast and precise. Jack's wounds hurt, but he fought through the pain. He could feel a strange connection with Kara. They were warriors from different worlds, sharing the same battle spirit. The fight lasted many minutes. Finally, Jack saw an opening. He dodged Kara's strike and landed a strong blow to her side. Kara fell, breathing hard. The crowd erupted in cheers for both fighters. Jack helped Kara to her feet. She nodded, accepting defeat with honor. Jack felt proud, but he knew tougher battles awaited him. Back in his cell, Jack rested. Lyra visited him again. She brought food and kind words. "You are becoming a legend," she said softly. "But the true test is still to come." The final rounds will decide the winner. Be ready, human. Jack thanked her. He knew he could not face the future alone. Jack spent the next hours training quietly. He focused on healing and strength. His mind wandered to Earth and his family. He missed home but was determined to fight. This tournament was no longer just survival. It was his chance to prove humans were strong and brave. Jack would not let fear control him. When the next battle day arrived, Jack felt ready. The arena was full of noise and light. The crowd waited for the next fight. Jack faced a new opponent, Threx, a huge alien with sharp teeth and powerful arms. Threx growled, ready to crush the human. Jack steadied himself. The tournament was more than a fight. It was a war of wills. The crowd's roar was deafening as Jack stepped into the arena once again. His body still ached from previous fights, but his mind was focused sharper than ever. He faced Threx, a towering alien brute known for his unmatched strength. Jack knew he had to use more than just muscles to win. This battle would test everything he had learned. Threx charged like a storm, his massive fists pounding the ground. Jack rolled aside just in time to avoid a crushing blow. The ground shook with each step Threx took. Jack darted behind a pillar and caught his breath. He watched carefully, studying Threx's patterns. Speed and strategy would be his best weapons today. Threx swung wildly, angry and relentless. Jack dodged and used his opponent's momentum against him. With a quick grab, he tripped Threx, sending the giant crashing to the floor. The crowd gasped, in surprise. Threx growled, but was not defeated. He rose slowly, eyes burning with fury. Jack knew this fight was far from over. Jack noticed Threx was slower now, his breaths heavy. The fight had taken its toll on the giant. Jack's wounds burned, but adrenaline pushed him forward. He lunged at Threx, aiming for a quick strike. Threx blocked and countered with a powerful punch. Jack barely managed to shield his face. The battle was close and dangerous. Suddenly, Threx grabbed Jack's arm and slammed him against the arena wall. Pain shot through Jack's body, but he clenched his teeth and did not give in. With a burst of strength, Jack twisted free and landed a blow to Threx's jaw. The giant staggered back. The crowd cheered loudly for the human's courage. Jack could feel the fight reaching its end. He summoned all his energy and aimed a final strike at Threx's chest. The blow landed true, and Threx fell with a heavy thud. Silence fell over the arena before the crowd erupted in applause. Jack stood, exhausted but victorious. He had earned respect not just as a fighter, but as a warrior. As Jack was led back to the medics, he saw Zorak watching from above. The alien leader's face showed surprise and interest. Jack realized the tournament was more than a game. It was a test of species, a battle for pride and power. Zorak's eyes held a challenge. Jack knew he had to be ready for what was coming next. That night, Jack and Lyra talked quietly. She told him stories of past champions and the secrets of the tournament. "This place changes people," she said, "but it also reveals who they really are. You have something special, human. Don't lose it." Jack listened carefully, feeling a new sense of purpose. The tournament was shaping him into a legend. The next day brought a surprise. Jack was invited to meet the tournament council. These powerful aliens controlled the games and decided the fate of the fighters. Jack entered the grand hall, filled with tension and power. The council spoke in strange voices, but the translator made their words clear. They offered Jack a choice: join their ranks or continue to fight as a prize. Jack thought carefully. He chose to fight. To prove that humans did not give up or bend under pressure. The council accepted his answer, but warned that the final battles would be the hardest. Jack's heart raced. He was no longer just a wounded soldier. He was a symbol, a beacon for his people and a challenge to his enemies. Jack returned to his cell and prepared. His body ached, but his spirit was strong. He thought of Earth and the people he loved. He thought of the battles ahead. The tournament was more than survival. It was a war of honor. Jack was ready to fight for everything he believed in. Jack woke up feeling the weight of the coming battles. His body was battered, but his will unbroken. The tournament's final rounds were near. Every fighter was stronger and more dangerous now. Jack knew he had to be sharper than ever before. The next opponent was not just a warrior, but a strategist. His name was Rax, a cunning alien known for his mind as much as his fists. Jack had heard stories of Rax defeating multiple opponents without breaking a sweat. This fight would be a test of Jack's intelligence and strength combined. The arena was cold and dark when Jack entered. The crowd's energy was different, more tense, more expectant. Rax appeared, calm and focused. His eyes locked on Jack, studying every move. The two circled each other, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Rax attacked first, throwing quick punches designed to confuse and wear down Jack. Jack blocked and dodged, trying to find an opening. The battle was like a game of chess, each waiting for the other to make a mistake. Jack remembered Lyra's advice about trust and allies. Could he use his mind as well as his fists? Suddenly, Jack saw an opportunity. Rax overextended a punch. Jack moved quickly and struck Rax's side. Rax grunted but smiled. The fight became faster and fiercer. Each blow was met with a counterattack. The crowd was on the edge of their seats. Rax managed to trap Jack against the arena wall. Jack's breath came fast. He needed to escape. Using all his strength, he pushed Rax away and rolled to the ground. Jack quickly got to his feet and charged. He dodged Rax's attacks and landed a powerful blow. Rax stumbled, but did not fall. The fight went back and forth. Both fighters showed signs of fatigue. Jack's wounds throbbed, but his spirit soared. He realized this fight was not just about winning. It was about proving humanity's resilience and heart. The crowd cheered louder for Jack's courage. Finally, Jack saw his chance. Rax made a small mistake, a rare one. Jack took it and delivered a final strike. Rax fell to the ground, defeated but respectful. The crowd exploded in applause for both warriors. Jack felt a mix of relief and pride. After the fight, Jack returned to his cell, knowing the tournament was almost over. The final battles would decide the fate of all. He thought about Earth and his family. He thought about the promise he made to survive and win. Jack was ready for whatever came next. The day of the semifinal fight arrived quickly. Jack felt a mixture of nerves and determination. His body was healing, but the pain was still there. Every step reminded him of the battles he had fought. He knew the opponent ahead was fierce and unforgiving. The arena was packed with thousands of spectators. The lights were bright, casting long shadows. Jack saw his opponent waiting. A warrior named Kale. Kale was known for his speed and brutal strikes. His eyes burned with confidence and anger. Jack took a deep breath, ready for the challenge. The bell rang, and the fight began without hesitation. Kale moved like a shadow, fast and precise. Jack had to react quickly. He dodged a flurry of punches and kicked back with force. The crowd roared with excitement. Both fighters were skilled and strong. The battle was intense and exhausting. Jack remembered the lessons from Lyra and his past fights. He stayed calm and focused. He watched Kale's movements carefully. Then, Jack saw a pattern. Kyle always favored his right side for attacks. Jack waited for the right moment. Kale charged, throwing a heavy punch from his right. Jack ducked and countered with a strike to Kale's ribs. Kale grunted but smiled, impressed by Jack's skill. The fight continued with more power and speed. Neither fighter gave an inch. They were evenly matched. As the fight went on, Jack felt his wounds slowing him down. His breath came faster, and his muscles burned. Kale noticed this and increased the pressure. Jack fought through the pain, knowing he could not lose now. The crowd was on their feet, cheering louder with each move. Suddenly, Kale grabbed Jack's arm and twisted it behind his back. Jack winced, but stayed strong. With a swift move, Jack broke free and landed a powerful blow to Kale's head. Kyle staggered but did not fall. The fight was nearing its end. Jack found an opening and used all his strength to strike Kale's chest. Kale collapsed, breathing heavily. The arena exploded with cheers. Jack stood tall, proud and exhausted. He had won the semifinal fight. Back in his cell, Jack reflected on the journey. He was no longer just a wounded soldier. He was a fighter who earned respect and hope for his people. The final battle awaited, and Jack was ready to face it with courage and strength. The final battle was close. Jack could feel the weight of the tournament on his shoulders. The arena was packed beyond anything he had seen before. Every eye was on him. His opponent was the champion, a fearsome alien named Valor, known for crushing all challengers with ease. Valor's presence was intimidating, towering over Jack, covered in thick armor, and armed with weapons that gleamed in the light. The crowd roared as the two fighters entered the arena. Jack steadied his breath, reminding himself of all he had survived. This was his moment to prove humanity's strength. The bell rang, and Valor charged like a raging beast. Jack dodged the first blows, feeling the ground shake with every strike. He moved quickly, using his speed to avoid getting caught. The crowd was silent, watching the intense dance of battle. Valor swung a massive hammer, aiming to end the fight quickly. Jack barely blocked it with a metal pipe he had found earlier. The impact sent pain through Jack's arms, but he held firm. He knew he couldn't keep defending forever. He had to find a way to fight back. Jack noticed Valor's armor was strong but slow. He began to target weak spots, joints, and exposed areas. The fight was brutal and exhausting. Jack's body screamed in pain, but his spirit pushed him forward. Every blow he landed gave him hope and the crowd energy. Valor roared in frustration and anger. The champion was not used to being challenged like this. Jack saw his chance. Valor swung his hammer wide, leaving an opening. Jack moved fast and struck Valor's leg. The giant stumbled but stayed on his feet. The battle continued with fury. Both fighters were bloodied and tired. Jack's mind raced for strategies. He remembered the people watching him back home. He thought of his family and the promise to survive. Jack summoned all his strength for one final attack. Jack dodged a powerful strike and climbed onto Valor's back. Using all his force, he struck the weak spot beneath the armor. Valor howled and fell to the ground, defeated. The arena exploded with cheers and applause. Jack stood victorious. The human champion, Zorak, and the tournament council approached Jack. They bowed in respect. Jack was no longer a prize or a fighter to be sold. He was the champion, a symbol of human strength and courage. The aliens had witnessed the power of humanity. Jack had changed their view forever. That night, Jack looked at the stars from his cell. He felt proud and exhausted. The tournament was over, but his journey was just beginning. He had fought not only for himself but for all humans. Jack knew the galaxy would never forget his name. Jack stood in the center of the arena, the cheers of the crowd echoing around him. His body was covered in bruises and cuts, but his spirit was stronger than ever. The tournament had tested him in ways he never imagined. Now, as champion, he felt the weight of the moment and the hope he carried for humanity. The alien leaders approached, their faces serious but respectful. Zorak stepped forward and spoke through the translator. "Human Jack, you have proven yourself beyond all doubt. Your courage and strength have earned you honor in our eyes. You are no longer a prize but a warrior among us." Jack nodded, feeling the truth in the words. The crowd continued to cheer, many rising to their feet in admiration. Jack looked around at the many faces, fighters, spectators, even his former enemies. They had all seen the human's heart and resilience. It was a moment that would change the future of the galaxy. After the ceremony, Jack was taken to a quiet room. Lyra was waiting for him. She smiled warmly and said, "You have done what many thought impossible. You have shown the universe the power of humanity. This is just the beginning for you, and for all of us." Jack felt grateful for her friendship and support. Jack thought about Earth and the people who believed in him. He thought about the battles and the pain, but also the hope and strength he had found. He realized that this tournament was not just a fight for survival. It was a fight for recognition and respect. As Jack prepared to leave the alien world, he looked back at the arena one last time. The memories of the battles, the friends he made, and the enemies he faced were all there. He knew that his journey was far from over. There were new challenges ahead, but he was ready for them. Jack boarded the ship that would take him home. As the stars passed by, he felt a sense of peace. He was no longer just a soldier. He was a symbol of humanity's courage and determination. The galaxy had learned that humans were fighters who would never back down. The ship disappeared into the vastness of space, carrying Jack back to Earth. His story would inspire generations to come. The wounded soldier had become a champion, and his legacy would live forever in the stars.